how beneficial is it to have a second bye week, and what kind of things did you work on?
Yeah, it was buy-in week. We really took it upon us to make sure that we're all bought into the next two games, to do everything we can to get better, and really working on the fundamentals, the little things. Make sure we're all in, and every piece, no stone unturned, every T cross, every I dotted, to make sure that we're in a great place. And had some of our best spirited practices. Came back from, gave them a couple days off, and they came out yesterday with fire, with energy. So it was really good to see the kids in a positive mindset.
On the right here, Aaron.
On that note, did you feel the need to have that conversation with them, or what was that?
Just in general, I think at this time of the year, especially with our, where we're at record-wise, felt like, we wanted to have that. And it wasn't my decision, it was the captains. The captains had that. So Max Bredesen actually came up with that, so credit to Max. And, we all took it upon ourselves, and it really turned out well.
Sherrone, can you speak on the importance from your perspective of making a bowl game, and specifically then what you can get out of that leading up to it?
Yeah, I think it's huge. It's huge for the program. Obviously, playing another game, getting another chance to play with your team, but building on the future, getting more practices. It's like another spring ball for the young guys. It's, more football for the guys that, need to keep getting better at football. So it's huge for us and huge for the program.
On your left, Brian.
How has more support from donors in the university on the NIL front shaped your current recruiting strategy?
Yeah, it's part of football now, right? NIL is part of recruiting, and so it's been a huge piece of it. We're just continuing to strive to get the best players that fit us and the best players we can, and we're getting the support that we need to do that.
Is the transformational over transactional still a pitch, or is that kind of?
Yeah, I think it has to. I think that's just a part of it, because that's just a part of college football and recruiting now. And so you still have to have the attitude that you want to come to Michigan to be transformed into something bigger than just yourself. And for us, it's the support that you get from the boosters isn't just always financial. It's putting you guys in position, whether it's internships or different things, to make sure you can, you have a goal that you want to do, and football's not here forever. What can we do to help you to accomplish that goal? So that support's a big piece of it too.
Stay on the left, John.
You talk about getting work in if you do lock down a bowl game. Can you talk about some of maybe the freshmen or younger guys who would really have come along throughout the year would really benefit?
Yeah, I'll start on defense. Guys like Dom Nichols, start up front with him, because he's just, he's shown flashes here and there, and he's played. Would be great for him. Mason Curtis, who's just been a tackling machine out there. He's gonna be a star. Josiah Edmonds is another guy on defense that I think, and Cole Sullivan. Those guys on defense. And then offensively, I've talked about Andrew Sprague. Watching him blossom and seeing what he's done. But really, guys that hit me, Channing Goodwin is another guy, and then the backs, Jordan Marshall and Micah Capana. We'll start to see a little bit more of those guys. You saw more Jordan last week or last game as a kick returner, but Micah Capana, he has some, dynamic speed, and, put that on display a little bit this week.
On the right here, Tony.
That was about the younger guys. I want to ask about the seniors.
Yeah.
Senior day this week. Maybe not the fourth year that they'd envisioned, but just if you could speak to, like you talked about Max rallying the guys, right? And just what they meant.
Yeah, they mean so much to the program. The record in the last 4 years, obviously this year not where we want to be, but 50-8 to have that record is really big. And guys like that, guys like Brady, guys like Makari, Donovan, they've made such an impact on the team. And those are just some of the captains. Josiah Stewart was a transfer that came in. But even guys like Miles Hinton, Josh Preby, you can go down the list. There's plenty of guys. Davis Warren. Those guys are all guys that have really impacted our program in a huge way, in a positive way. And so thankful for them, and want to go out on a high note, especially their last game in the Big House.
Charles.
Yeah, besides trying to win, what are you looking for most out of the team this week?
That passion, that fire that we saw in the second half at Indiana, especially from the defensive guys. They played an incredible second half, and offensively thought we could have played better, and attacking and fixing those things. But I just want to see them have fun. This game is about having fun, and there's so many negative things that people try to bring you down in this world. And at the end of the day, these are kids, and I love these kids. Win or lose, draw, like they're our kids, they're my kids, they're Michigan's players, they're our team, and I want to see them go out and have that competitive fire and have fun. Yeah, go execute at a high level and go win, 100%, but I want to go see them have fun this weekend.
And any update on Will Johnson's status?
He's still working through it, so we'll see what happens as we go through this week.
On the right, Aaron.
We saw Ben Hall play against Indiana. Are you going to try to play him more down the stretch here? What's the plan with him?
Yeah, we'll see. I think he gave us some good carries. We'll continue to keep working Kalel in there and Dono, but I think he'll have some touches in there as well.
In the middle, Barrett's back, Reiner.
Yeah, given your record, obviously a lot of people are anticipating some kind of changes, in the offseason. But how much do you feel like you've set the foundation for this program with this season?
Yeah, record's not where we want it to be, but we'll continue to work and get better. I think we're going to be in a really good place. I've had some great meetings with some of our players, and they continue to stick together. And that's really all I ask in situations, because where struggle comes progress, and we're going to have progress and we're going to get better. So just excited for our players to continue their positive mindset and stick what they're doing.
Tony.
I just wanted to build on the Ben Hall question, because when we talked to Kalel on Tuesday, it sounded like there hadn't been a lot of dialogue about why he only got one carry in the first half. So it sounded like he was not banged up. That was just the game plan.
Yeah, I'd say this. We keep all our conversations internal, and he's a team guy, and we're going to continue to stay together as a team.
In the front here, Dennis.
Sherrone, what's your thoughts on the NIL when it comes to going after like one or two guys, like big time guys, rather than or spreading it out?
We want to spread it out. So I don't know what the internet says or what that stuff is. I don't read it anymore. So half of it's fake news anyway. So we want everybody wants to eat. We want everybody to eat when it comes to that, and they'll all earn their keep. They all get what they deserve, and we got a great system in place, and that's where I'll leave it at.
Your predecessor was concerned about the chemistry of like the high school players were coming in with I don't know, big NIL deals. You're evolving. I know you have to. How do you sell that to everyone?
Yeah, it's part of football now. It's part of college football. It's part of recruiting, and I've had great talks with him. So we're all on the same page.
On the left, Ryan.
Like you mentioned, the record's not where you want it to be this year. I guess obviously there's been some ups and downs. Who have you maybe leaned on? Have you leaned on some specific people for advice to navigate this type of season?
Yeah. First one's been Coach Harbaugh. Just continue to strive to get better. He's been through good seasons. He's been through bad seasons, so he's seen it all. John, his brother, talked to him a good bit. Got in a text with Mike Tomlin a little bit. And then, Coach Stoops is a guy that I've been very close with my whole career. Obviously, played for him. So those are guys that I talk to a lot and continue to talk to and lean on, because everybody needs that.
How often you talk with Jim then?
Every week. Yeah, every week. Maybe sometimes twice, 3 times a week, depending on. It could be a text message here or there, but we at least get on the phone once a week.
On the right, Reiner.
Yeah, how hard is it to sell the vision though when the record is not the way you want it to be, and obviously things that have gone on that maybe have not gone the way you anticipated. How hard is it to sell that to the recruits?
I just like to say, even in light of the negative questions that are always coming out that way, we just stay positive, and we stay positive together. We're going to continue to stay positive. We're going to continue to be a team, and that's what we're going to do.
But with recruits, though, in particular, though.
Same. They come in here, they feel the energy, they understand the energy. They understand who I am, they understand how real I am with them. They understand the love that our players have for each other, and that's a big sell to the kids.
Angelique.
Sherrone, the other day, I think it was on Brad Galley's interview, you mentioned 50% of your day is NIL. Mm-hmm. What does that mean exactly? What goes into that?
Well, really just talking about the roster management more so than the NIL of what we're doing, how we're doing it, who we're recruiting, and it's really more so recruiting than anything else. And it's texting kids, it's talking to parents, it's talking to the brother, the sister, the kid, the teacher, the high school coach, and continue to build those relationships so the guys that we get here, I know everything about them, and they know everything about me. And then, when I try to push them to that level, that we're successful, and they know I'm doing it out of love and care and in their best interest. So really, that's really what most of my days are filled with.
I asked Wink this the other day, how early in the process does money come up with the players? Like, when do they want to know what's...
I mean, everybody, it's a conversation, and it's not really like, how much can you give for me? It's just part of the conversations now. It's college football. So we really rely on that not being the conversation with me. I really talk about the football aspect, what we can do, what the university can do, what our alumni can do, the education you're going to get, because football is going to end, and you got to have a great education with you. So I think most our recruits here are, they really value that.
Have time for a couple more. John?
Just your thoughts on what you've seen out of Northwestern.
Tough, hard-nosed group. On defense, physical, run to the ball. They had a great start to the game against Ohio, and we're close in there. Then had fumbled a snap on third down, snap over the head, and put themselves in a bad place. So, but a good football team that we got to definitely prepare to go win.
Alejandro?
I know you don't look back at anything with regrets, you only move forward, but with the bye week, have you reflected at all on how your approach before this season might have to change before future seasons?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to adapt. I don't think you can always stay the same regardless. Even when we won games, I would always look to figure out what we can do better and what we can change. So, yeah, and definitely you look to things to make sure we get better as a team and how we prepare and how we go about our business, and not the way the kids were to the way they practice, none of that, just things that, I have to do and that I will do to make sure we're a better football team.
Aaron?
You guys came into the year with high expectations coming off the national championship. You guys have had to shift yours, obviously, as a coaching staff. Have you found it difficult? Has it been difficult for the players to adjust their expectations as the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have kids that have won it, I just had a great conversation with like 4 or 5 of them, just that have won so many games. It was cool to hear them. Like, it's a learning experience. It's things you learn from that you have to grow from, and it only makes you better. And we're going to take these as lessons and make sure that these we don't have these feelings ever again. So our jobs now are just to get better, and that's what we're going to strive to do.
On the left, Ryan?
Is there any specific piece of advice Jim has given you this year that has really resonated with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually the same, but just stay the course. Be true to yourself. Be true to who you are. Don't change who you are because people will know, the players will know, they know it's different. But make sure you keep pushing everybody in the same direction, and that usually works out the best.
Got time for 2 more. We'll start with Tony on the right.
Yeah. Now that you've had the majority of one season, is there something that you are the most proud of that's been accomplished this first year? And then, other than the losses, I guess, what would be the other side?
I mean, I'd say the thing I'm proud of is the way our players are continue to fight in every game. That you see, like there's opportunities for them to lay down. They never do. They continue to fight. They continue to scrap. We're got chances to win every game, but we got to go win it. So we all know, like, we got to go finish these games and go win. But watching our kids really go after it every single game and attack the moment have been great.
What about, other than the losses, I guess, what's been?
The losses are the worst part. Yeah.
Last question, Angelique.
Sherrone, how would you evaluate where the offensive line is?
Yeah, not where we want to be. I think you always want to strive to be better, but obviously you want to be able to run the ball better. We've taken a lot of pride in that, and the fundamental piece has to be better. And you got to do soul searching, within myself to see what I need to do to help to make them better, whether that's things in practice or whether in the game plan or whatever it is. But we just got to be better. Not where we have been, obviously, but definitely. Can see us striving to get better, and we will.
Can you put your finger on where the problem is?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's the story of the one guy, one thing here, but you can't live in that world. You got to execute 5 as 1, and when you do that, that's when you win.